The Misty Fjords adventure begins at Ketchikan, the gateway to Alaska and to the Misty Fjords National Monument. Bands make convenient connections to the floatplane dock with a short ride through Ketchikan. Southeast Alaska Airlines provides a vital link to the remote bush communities. Sharing the Misty Fjords with visitors is a small but enjoyable aspect of this company's diverse operations.
Enjoy this business here because it's a lot of fun taking enthusiastic passengers. They come back all excited. They've been on a seaplane ride. It might be their first light plane ride. They've seen some of the world's most interesting scenery, and it's just a fun business. We have as much fun at it as the customers.
In the legendary bush pilot tradition, the company's fleet of reliable Beaver and Cessna aircraft provides everything from ambulance service to grocery delivery to the bush residents. Picturesque Ketchikan clings to a narrow strip of land between mountain and sea, like most Southeast Alaska communities. Its economy is based on fishing, logging, and tourism. In many ways, it looks like a Scandinavian seaport, as many of its early founders were pioneers from that part of the world. 20 miles of wilderness flying brings the visitor to New Eddystone Rock, a volcanic cone standing guard at the entrance to Misty Fjords National Monument. The 25-mile-long Rudyard Bay Fjord juts into the primeval mountains as far as the eye can see. The only way to get a true perspective of the misty grandeur is from up here. These endless expanses of towering peaks and deep, still waters have remained untouched since they were shaped by the glaciers of the last ice age. Characteristic mists, 150 inches of rain, and melting snow feeds hundreds of waterfalls and lakes in these grand watery canyons of the north. White ribbons of falling water lace the rugged cliffs. Hardy Sitka spruce and hemlock cling to the steep rock and narrow shores. These fortress walls of black granite have defied human conquest and stopped time. The flight beyond is a glimpse beyond the centuries. Land, water, and sky unaffected by the hand of man. These sheer cliffs tower 4,000 feet straight up from the water. It is peace and solitude. It is awesome and serene. 3,600 square mile wilderness, almost 4 times the size of Rhode Island, is America's newest national monument. The Fly Misty Tour covers only a small part of the monument, the best and most scenic. It is an experience for all seasons. Waterfalls turn into 1,000-foot icicles. Snow softens the contours of the jagged rocks. Time, too, remains frozen. Terraced lakes are scattered over the laps and folds of these mountains like puddles of crystals, so clear and deep and still are the waters. Too soon the flight ends. It's back to Ketchikan and the 20th century.
Well, one of the things that's interesting in this business is the reaction of the tourists when they take this Misty Fjord flight. Many of them have never been in a light plane in their life, and most of them have never been in a seaplane. And they go out and they're maybe a little apprehensive, and they come back and they're so excited and enthused because we're really selling them an experience that they can't get anywhere else in the world. And it's fun. It's interesting to do. We enjoy doing it as much as they do taking the trip. Come fly with us.